puts it in the air. It's a low line drive. That's put back, and what an unbelievable match from the Falcons. 25-23, an exciting ending to it all.
Wilson rolls out, he'll go up the middle to the end zone. Touchdown Ludlow.
Still alive, they're not giving up on this possession. Bochia giving chase. They got room in front of the net, and there it is. It's gonna be thrown instead of kicked. Put in the box, it's deep, headed out. Tried to head it back in, still alive. The Falcons regain possession. Here comes a shot, we're tied. From Tetro Davis Field on the campus of Fairfield Ludlowe High School, welcome to possibly the biggest night of this very old FCAC boys soccer season here in 2018. Is this evening a double dip with the Ludlowe boys and Ludlowe girls taking on Fairfield Warde here from Tetro Davis Field on the other half of town. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Welcome into our FSN broadcast. Data Blank, thanks for spending part of your Wednesday evening, or whenever you're watching this, as we are not able to go live due to some internet constraints, but that does make for a little bit better quality when the video does get uploaded. So we are very happy to have you along for this one, and we really think it's going to be a big one. The winner of this game does not really mean much in terms of getting into the FCAC playoffs, as much as the girls' game will, coming up at 7 o'clock. But it does mean a whole lot. Warde coming in the number 4 seed overall behind Staples and the top two teams, Danbury and Trumbull. However, Ludlowe comes in the 6th seed, just 2 spots back. In addition to being behind Warde, Staples, Danbury, Trumbull, they're also behind a team from Staples. So they're very upset with how the things have played out. We began the week with a 4-team tie. We have now moved on to Ludlowe not getting the home game they wish for. If they can move up 2 spots, they would get a home game in round number 1 of the FCAC tournament, which begins next Friday for Ludlowe. So we are very happy again to have you on the broadcast with us. Tetro Davis Field is the site, and in about 9.5 minutes, we get things going for Fairfield Ludlowe and Fairfield Warde. The girls' game is going to mean a whole lot more. We'll talk about that a little later, but essentially the loser of that game gets eliminated from playoff contention because they are at 9-10, still a good amount of points back from first place. So we'll take a short break. We'll join you in just a bit for the starting lineups, our national anthem, a little word from our announcer this evening, and of course kickoff. Ludlowe and Warde. It's all coming up here on FSN and Fair TV.
Yes. Oh, hi. Suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. And pizza with extra Cheerios. These goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
Check, check. Check, check.
We farm about 3,500 acres. There's pipelines everywhere. The contractor working on my property did not have the lines located before he began work, and it resulted on a strike on a natural gas pipeline. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it could have been much worse. Calling 811 or visiting clickbeforeyoudig.com in the U.S. only takes minutes to do, and it can save your life.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Anyone can fall victim to moving fraud. Know your rights and responsibilities.
There was never really a valid contract.
Movers must always give written estimates.
I was bound to an estimate, but it was after the fact.
Be sure that any document is complete before signing it, and that it includes information to determine the final charges.
It was a version that I had not seen before.
Visit protectyourmove.gov to download a free moving fraud prevention guide. Search for registered movers and view their complaint histories. Move with confidence.
Matthew. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Making is in essence telling a story. Every time I make something, I'm telling a story. When a kid gets their hands on the world and learns that they can make their fantasy play, that they can make their reality, that's power. As far as I'm concerned, everyone should feel that kind of power. So if there's something that interests you, go figure out how to do it. Go tell your own story. There it is. I want to know why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Both my legs were amputated due to an IED. It's when you start to try to get back into like an everyday life. I absolutely felt like I lost some of my purpose. There must be something more.
Check.
When DAV came into my life, they gave me a new mission. I could still be a productive member of society, could still support a family.
The DAV gave him that sense of structure and purpose again to get his life back together.
Visit DAV.org to learn more about our mission.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, Learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer? The drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
And again, a good evening to you, everybody. There's a shot of the nest all pinked out for this evening as we get ready for Ludlowe and Warde High School Boys Soccer lives on the Falcon Sports Network, and it will all week. Had the Staples game Monday. We're going to have the Warde game tonight, and we'll have the boys game against Norwalk Saturday at 10 a.m. Excuse me, at 11 a.m. We'll tune into our PA announcer for now, and we'll join you right after to preview this matchup.
They're trying to hear the loud.
And it does appear we are having some issues, so we won't be bringing you the starting lineups, but we can bring you the national anthem. We know that much.
Hilarious. Hey, give you $10 if you take the mic and start shouting at the boys during the
No, it's not going to pick you guys up. We are having some audio difficulties, so we will try and... That's Patrick Kilbride. I'll try and do my best for the starting lineups as we move along. That's Kyle Mazza, a senior number 8 on his back. That is Ryan Burris, also a senior number 25. That is Cristo Bocci, he's a captain, and as well as senior. That's Colin Agostisi. And we'll bring you the Warde starting lineup as well.
I had to actually work today, John. It was devastating. So, said, okay, everybody, close book exam. No, the students is not. That's not work. I had to go to the meeting.
That's Jacob Deff. Jacob Deck, excuse me. That's Austin Hodgman, a senior. That's Cole Jennings. That's a sophomore, number 4, Alex Kagan. That's Lucas Montero, the captain of this Warde Mustangs team. That's Mario Moradaya. Sean Rodriguez, a sophomore, number 16. That is Adam Schwartz, a junior, number 6. And that's the junior, number 11, Daniel Valaba. So we'll step aside for the national anthem, let that play itself out. Again, Fairfield Warde, Fairfield Ludlowe, the crosstown rivalry, battle for Black Rock, whatever you call it, it's coming up next here on FSN.
Typically conceptualized as a drinking song, but it does kind of work that way.
And with that, Ludlowe Warde 2K18 about to get underway. That's the Mustang crew jumping around here at Fairfield Warde. We'll get you the Falcons, known as the Nest, and the Mustangs, known as the Stampede, as we move along. An early Let's Go Ludlowe chant coming from the Nest. There is the Nest. And we are just about set for high school boys soccer on a Wednesday evening. Again, Ludlowe needing a win if they really want to stay in contention for one of those top 4 seeds in a home game in the FCAC playoffs. Warde wanting a win in order to move up, and at this point they could go as high as the number 2 seed. Trumbull is not all alone as the number 2 seed there, so in all likelihood Warde could fight and will likely fight for that number 2 seed. Falcons getting a some last-minute pieces of advice. This pre-Warde game huddle. And we are just about set for boys soccer from Fairfield Warde. Falcons, again, a very predictable starting 5 as with the Mustangs. But as we have learned, nothing about this game is predictable. 2 years ago, Warde, with possibly the biggest upset in the history of this rivalry, defeating a Falcons team that went on to go and fall in the FCAC quarterfinals. And last year, it was Ludlowe and Zaid Atta with a game winner to finish them off 1-0. So the last 2 years, it's been split straight down the middle. And you know when you get a rivalry split straight down the middle, it always seems to be good. Fairfield Warde, Fairfield Ludlowe. And surprisingly, and to my liking, there's a little heat up in this Warde booth to keep us warm throughout the night. 40 minutes on the clock. The Mustangs from one side of the town. The Falcons running the other. And let's get it going on a Wednesday night. A chilly one here in October. And we are underway in this one. The Falcons got the first possession, but give it up very easily. Off on the near side, and Warde's going to get their first possession. It goes right out, so neither team able to do much with their first possessions. Just a few seconds into this one. Fairfield Warde, Fairfield Ludlowe. Battle of Black Rock, although that's kind of mostly reserved for the football game, which will also be held here. Field hockey last night, Fairfield Warde 2, Fairfield Ludlowe 0. And Monday, we will have the first of 2 Ludlowe Warde volleyball matchups. They will play one here, one at Ludlowe. One at Ludlowe on Monday, which we will have one at Warde. Early save from Nicholas Teniero in net. And down about 39 minutes to play in this opening half. On the near side, went out of bounds. Ludlow's going to call for it. And that's exactly what they'll do. Patrick Kilbride will throw it in. And immediately it goes out. Perfect sunset here at Warde. The rain that was imminent earlier seems to have moved through. 30% chance currently of rain. As Callum Crawford gets his first touch. Big name playing varsity as a freshman, and now playing varsity again as a sophomore. Early chance. That's number 2 for the Mustangs. This is a real one into the box. Warde's still with it, and now it's cleared off to the near side. But Warde's still with it, and it goes out of bounds. This is going to be a corner, a set piece for the Mustangs, the first time we see one on this evening. So you move to about 37 to play in this one. And an early chance soars high. Good opportunity, good idea with it, but the Mustangs can't get it to go. An early chance from Cole Jennings that just goes high of the net. And the goal kick is actually going to be taken by a Falcon player. The fans trading chants early in this one, and you'll see that at just about every Ludlowe Warde game. These two compete in it all, that they're not a co-op in, of course. Girls basketball, boys basketball, football, boys and girls soccer as you see tonight, field hockey. The Stampede was out in full force last night. And definitely got an early start to this rivalry. Played up around the 25. Always good to play on a field like this. That is newly lined, actually. Just got it done at the beginning of this year, new turf for Fairfield Warde, but also to be playing on the same field they play their football on. Always good because, well, then you don't have to guess as to where the ball is, especially when you're doing a radio call. Played up, Mustangs with another touch, and this is Lucas Montero, the senior. Stopped around the 40. Mustangs will get it. Yes, they will. Mustangs will get the ball. In the box. Falcons with their first possession of the night and an easy chase. Not offsides, down the sideline. Looking inside. Trickles off a man. And it's Jennings on the recoil. Jennings sends it up. And a save by Teniero in the net. So with about 5 minutes into this one, and already we see some big offensive plays, mostly from the Mustangs, but the one that the Falcons have had was a really good one. Rulo chased it down, and it's going to be thrown in on the near side. This, a big night, and the Falcons say it's always fun when you play them. It's even more fun when you play them and you're both good. O'Hara, Kevin O'Hara. Another season of coaching this team has brought him 2 FCAC championships. 2 in a row, that is. (2014 and 2015). The girls are in the nest currently, the girls soccer team, and they're anxiously awaiting the beginning of their game, hoping that this nest that is piled up for this game will continue for the next one. A pink out this evening. The girls lost in heartbreak fashion last year, 1-0 on a PK. And that was late in the game as well. Nico Rulo will throw it in. He is a senior. Girlfriend Maddie is on the girls team. In the box, and a nice save. Tried to get a rebound on it, but it's off to the far side. Here comes a shot that couldn't be farther off, and the Mustangs will save it for the time being with about 33.5 to play. You can see it's a see your breath kind of night at Fairfield Warde, and it's certainly, the atmosphere is exactly like that. Couldn't be Ludlowe Warde without the cold. Here's another chance for the Mustangs. This is a real good one. Look at the front of the box. Played out. Still with it. And an opportunity. In the box, a shot. Didn't save it, but it went just out. Jake Barex, the junior, getting an early boot on it. But nothing to speak of on the Mustangs' end. And again, it's the Falcons to goal kick with a regular player. Totally within the rules. Cleared out by Owens. We're going the other way. Excellent job. About to be played at the 50-yard line. The Falcons have really not skipped a beat. They have let some offensive possessions go a little further than they probably should have, but in the early going, all that really matters is the score. It's 0-0. And the Falcons' offensive opportunities couldn't be any better.
Give Jack time, Kyle. Give Jack time.
In the box, still alive. Just missed. And off the crossbar it flies. The football goalpost, which is also a little bit of a problem at Ludlowe. We've seen a couple of those, and early in this one we remain scoreless. That could have easily been 1-0 Ludlowe. And Kevin O'Hara has to be very happy with the way offensively they're working it out. Have done an excellent job. Good block by Rulo. And it's played on the near side, but out. Ludlowe really wanted that and really thought they might have had it, but just couldn't get it. And another through ball that goes out.
Cam, suit up. Cam, suit up, Cam.
You will hear some of the Falcon fans tonight, as we are right on top of it. Warde, smaller stands, and they will host the girls soccer FCAC championship game. Here's an early play for the Falcons. It's a 2-on-3. Plenty of red jerseys there, though. In the box, they're not letting this possession go out. Chipped in front and clear back to midfield, but the blue and white all over it. Falcons dressed in their road whites, all white, and it goes out. Dressed in their road whites, that's all white. Mustangs in their home black and red. Reminds me of one of the Premier League teams. I'm not a big soccer guy, full disclosure. But I know enough soccer to know that that is the jersey of one of the Premier League teams, or at least what it looks like. Far side. And checked out. Falcons get a chance. That's almost better. Because at that point, now Ludlowe gets to set it up. Like a shot like that that's saved. Easy scoop in the net. Down about 28.5 to play. Got the clock for you tonight. We'll have the clock in both games. Certainly does add a lot as Crawford gets it. And anytime we have a producer, we do try and get it. Those of you that are watching that may not be too familiar with our FSM broadcast, we do things a little differently. Our broadcast entirely student-run tonight. Student announcers, producers, cameramen, everything about this broadcast is run by students, with the exception of our club advisor, Dan Sierra, who actually could not make it tonight. Had his own game to coach. But we're still thinking of him on this gorgeous night, and know he would love to be here with us. Played for, near side, and out. Warde will throw it in. You can see the FCAC quarterfinal dates on our ticker up top. Here's a chance. Deflects off a defender and goes out. This is by far the biggest bomb squad we've seen of the year for Fairfield Ludlowe. The Mustangs pulling off kind of a similar one last night when they defeated Ludlowe in field hockey. In the box, trickles around, can't get it out of there. Shot is saved by one of the Falcon defensemen. And Ludlowe able to clear a big opportunity. About 26 into this game. A chance, across. Couldn't find a Warde defender. That's kind of been the story of their offensive possessions. They get these great looks and these great through balls. They just can't find the back of the net. Chipped in and chipped right back out. Falcons doing a great job holding Warde. Near far side in the box, and again it headed out. That's a collision, no whistle. play through it. The referees say no, they will not. They're going to award possession of Fairfield Ludlowe, and you don't want things getting chippy. In a game like this, it certainly can, and certainly has, but great sportsmanship early in the game. One of the Falcon defenders, one of the Falcon defenders helping out his Warde counterpart, helping him up off the turf. And this is really, it's a rivalry game, but you're playing against friends too. This is a very hard thing to do. These Falcon players and these Mustang players, a lot of them played together in club and before they came to Fairfield Ludlowe, so they certainly are, they're good friends, and it's like this in all sports. It can be very tough, but in the same sense, it's very fun to do it. We see Coach Peter Nikoch of the Fairfield Ludlowe girls soccer team. They're up next, standing right next to our window, taking in the game with us. Only about 25 minutes to play in this first half. We'll have 2 of them, needless to say. A clear that was much needed. That's Bochy on the near side, battling for it with Alex Kagan, and he's awarded possession. Nick Rulo, who has taken all the frees early except for one, is going to take another one. Calling him over to the near side. And Nico Rulo will punt this one out. In the air. A chance, an oncoming defender, and a big save made. That was an absolute seamless save by the Warde goaltender. And we're going to have to find out who it is. Don't see a 1 on our roster. We're going to have to find out who that is as we move along. But an excellent save in net for the Mustangs. Second of the day. So as Jack Owens takes it and passes it to Bochy, the Falcons will go back on the attack. Bochy up, Crawford chasing, and Crawford's going to get the throw. Ludlow's certainly holding their own in a game that Warde is certainly favored in. Won't say heavily favored, but favored to a certain degree in. Ludlowe has come out and played as good as you can expect them to play. And of course, we do see a lot of Ludlowe athletes that are coming in. Coming into the nest, still alive. And Warde able to clear it out. As I was saying, the nest, which is at overflow capacity now, a great turnout tonight, certainly has a lot of Ludlowe athletes that play other sports in it.
That's a corner.
See if we name some of them by name. That went out, and they're going to award a goal kick, although it certainly was a little frustrating, to say the least there. A lot of the fans in the stands thought that might have been a corner, or should have been. Here's Bochy. But Ludlow's done a better job on the attack so far than they have on corners, so they do a better job when they can spread it and not bring it into one cramped little space. That's when Warde seems to do the best defensively. That's out of bounds. And another Warde goal kick. A buzz in the crowd that you will not see at any other Ludlowe game in the regular season. No matter how big the nest gets, there is just nothing like a Ludlowe Warde game. One of the best rivalries and most even. It's different in every sport which team can get favored. Warde's brought the drums, so that's a plus as we approach the 21-minute mark. No stoppages on the clock at all. The clock running through. Warde and Fairfield Ludlowe early in this one. About a quarter of the way through. And a substitution coming from the Falcons. See if we can get who it is. Turns on the Jets. Shots deflected off. Falcons want to get it back. They're going to have to play very physically to do that. Steps into it and boots a long one. That's knocked down on the sideline by one of the Ludlowe coaches. Down to about 20-20 to play. Chipped up. Can he run with it? No. But they're going to get a throw, and that's just as big. There's a shot, and it just trickles by. Down on the other end, Bocci is kicking himself. He just missed it, and it cost Ludlowe possibly their first goal of the night. Ludlow's come so close, inches away multiple times of hitting the net. Headed for Owens, tackles a man on the field. Headed in by Morataya, and now it's cleared off. Handball was what they wanted the call to be, and it looks like that's what it's going to be. Ludlowe and Warde fans in a game that really through the first 10 or so minutes was mostly Warde offensively. It's now shifted, and in the last 3 or so, it's been all Falcons on the offensive end. A wonderful boot. And a nice job controlling it, but in the end, too many Falcon jerseys. Zaid Atta continues to impress. He scored the winning goal last year against Fairfield Warde. That's Crawford in the middle. Whistle going the other way. Crawford did all he could to keep that in, but a penalty gets called. 18:15 to play in this opening half. In the air, Warde trying to get something through. Falcons really outnumbering the Warde strikers. Atta puts it down, but a little too much on it. And again, it really looks like another situation, and like all these Ludlowe Warde games seem to be, where it's going to be one goal that's going to make the difference tonight. One goal is going to decide this game, and whoever gets it is going to win. However, you would have thought by watching those first 20 minutes of offense that that wouldn't be the case, that maybe it becomes a blowout in either way, but none of these games ever seem to be, no matter how good or bad the teams are. Mishandled by Kagan. Warde still with it. That's Montero who lost it. Crawford on the near side. A step. A chance. And the ball goes out of play. We are working with some audio difficulties, so we do hope that you will bear with us. Looks like we should have it now. Big throw coming in. Trickles down in front. Still alive, though. The Falcons plodding across. This ball is up in the air, trickles back inbounds, enough to be played. And they can reset. Rouleau, shot to save, big save by the Mustang goaltender, and we stay scoreless through about 16 minutes of play. Inside 16 minutes to play in this opening half, and halftime is certainly going to be exciting at both ends. Along the near side, here come the Mustangs with a little bit of numbers. but they get called back. And the Falcons retain possession. Again, Aiden Blank on the call with you. Thanks for joining us here on the Falcons Sports Network. Fairfield Ludlowe, Fairfield Warde. Crosstown rivalry in the boys and girls soccer doubleheader, game number 1. Girls coming up at 7 o'clock in a must-win game. Warde is 10, Ludlow is 9. The top 8 go to the FCAC playoffs. So a win for either team could push them in. A loss for either team will most likely end it. In terms of trying to get to the FCAC playoffs, all these teams will be in the state playoffs, and we've never had, I don't think, a Warde-Ludlow matchup in the state playoffs. So we may be in for a treat there. So they get ready to shoot. Free kick coming for the Falcons, and Ludlow using every bit of momentum here in the stands. And, of course, there is a cameraman there. Here it comes. Hopefully. It does. It's a header, stays in play. Save in the box. And that's where having a tall goalie seems to help you, because the tall ones can reach up and the short ones can't. And an excellent play. The Warde goalie, who shall remain nameless for the moment, we'll get him in a minute, has certainly held his own in the net.
Settle down. Come on, settle down.
And he'll save it back on the other end. Falcons chanting "It's a breast out," as tonight we are supporting breast cancer awareness. Got the pink shirts. And it is a pink out as well in the stands. So here we go. Mustangs with a big possession. It's been relatively even through the first 40 or so minutes. That could have broken the deadlock, but it's not gonna. And Owens gets a foot on it to clear it out of play. Down to about 12 and a half to play. A chance, but couldn't get it. You look on the scoreboard, and from where we are in the broadcast booth, the poll directly is over the 1. So misread it for a second. But we are down to about 12 minutes. Trust the clock, not me. Here comes a shot, or at least a through ball. Goes out. Ludlow will get it. And now inside 12 minutes to play. Warde fans have been relatively quiet from at least what we can hear. That's going to take an odd hop, but it's in the Falcons' favor. Played off for Burris, and now it's Warde to take it near side with Jennings. Giving it up to Jack Birks, who's going to make a run. Throw ball into the box, but a save. And 10 Euro has done an excellent job. Both goalies have done a great job holding their own in the early one. Near side. Play it up. They might have a chance on it. It's a sprint out, but Burks is going to lose it. Oh, no, he will. He'll win it. That extra burst of speed helping him. In the box, trickles through. This could be playable for the Mustangs. They're gonna. Here comes a cross. Deflected and a save. Villalba gave it everything he had. Daniel Villalba had a great cross, but it was deflected and couldn't go anywhere. Down to 9:40 to play. And now it's going to play out of bounds. And a kick is coming. Here's playable for Warde around the 35. They're going to get a chance. This is a goal-worthy shot, but it's saved. And the kick comes away. Down to about 8:40 to play. It's a chilly one out there, but neither team seeming to mind. That was Crawford. And a little too much on it. Inside 8.5 to play. The throw. Around midfield in that neutral zone. Here come the Falcons with a chance. Cleared out. Crawford controls. Got a foot to it, but that only helps him. Montero charging down the field. Shot! Just wide. Lucas Montero tried to test Ludlow's range and just missed a 1-0 lead for the Mustangs. That one just missed, and we've seen Ludlow get snuck up on a couple of times in that fashion. But in the end, still nil score. 0-0, as we say. Inside 7.5 to play. First half underway. Ludlow and Fairfield Warde. Chipped. Can they play with it? No, they cannot. They've got to reset with 7 to play. Clock is still not stopped through this first half. Here it comes. A chipper that is still alive and clear. Montero tried one from that distance before. Won't try it again. And dishes it off to Burks. Or Berex, we'll call him. Who spins and puts a pass in the middle. That's deflected. A save made. And it's cleared out. That's the closest either team's come to scoring, but the Falcons will take it. 6 minutes to play. That shot is going through, and we are inside 6 minutes to play. And the Falcons will punt it. The noise continues to grow on this evening. Down to about 5.5 to play. Opening half of the opening game. Chipped across. Down to almost 5 minutes to play. Loose and clear it up. That's what the name of the game has been for the Falcons. Just clear it. When in doubt, get it out of bounds. Into the night sky that looks absolutely gorgeous on your screen. Warde makes a run for it, have dominated possession for the last few minutes. Here is Jennings. Cole Jennings on the near side. Still in play. Couple of moves. Here comes a cross. Still alive, and it just goes wide. It's about the 4th or 5th time this evening that the Mustangs have had an opportunity to make it 1-0, but haven't. Inside 3.5 to play in the first half of this first game of our doubleheader. Big rip early. Still loose, and it's on the near side.
Nice pass, Matt.
This ball plays around. Down to 3 minutes, and it is out of play. Give a shout out to Chris Blank, our cameraman for this evening. Thanks to Chris for helping us run the camera, and again, entirely produced by students. A wonderful chant coming from the Falcons just now. And a new group of seniors that really wants to do a lot with the nest.
Come on, guys, tough, tough.
Been kind of back and forth for the last few minutes. Neither team has gotten a huge opportunity as we move to 1.5 to play. Or almost 1.5. Big run from Burex. Jake Burex. And the junior gets it stolen away, but goes right back into the hands of the senior, Lucas Montero, who puts it in, and a header goes wide. Side, 1.5 minutes to play. Here it comes, down to 55. It's a chip, and it's a big hit by Owens as we move inside to about 45. Down to 30 seconds to play. Here it comes. It's a low line drive that's not going to go anywhere with a 9 and down to 8. And that looks to be the end of half number 1. The Falcons will survive a half here at Tetro Davis Field. And that is the first half. Warde 0 and Ludlowe 0. As we take a look at the pink out from the Nest. So with zeros on the clock, it is halftime. We'll take a short break, join you for half number 2 in game number 1 of the boys and girls soccer doubleheader, I should say. You're watching FCAC Boys Soccer on the Falcon Sports Network.
Yes. Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
We farm about 3,500 acres. There's pipelines everywhere. The contractor working on my property did not have the lines located before he began work, and it resulted on a strike on a natural gas pipeline. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it could have been much worse. Calling 811 or visiting clickbeforeyoudig.com in the U.S. only takes minutes to do, and it can save your life.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Anyone can fall victim to moving fraud. Know your rights and responsibilities.
There was never really a valid contract.
Movers must always give written estimates.
I was bound to an estimate, but it was after the fact.
Be sure that any document is complete before signing it, and that it includes information to determine the final charges.
It was a version that I had not seen before.
Visit protectyourmove.gov to download a free moving fraud prevention guide. Search for registered movers and view their complaint histories. Move with confidence.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Making is in essence telling a story. Every time I make something, I'm telling a story. When a kid gets their hands on the world and learns that they can make their fantasy play, that they can make their reality, that's power. As far as I'm concerned, everyone should feel that kind of power. So if there's something that interests you, go figure out how to do it. Go tell your own story. There it is. I want to know why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Both my legs were amputated due to an IED. It's when you start to try to get back into like an everyday life. I absolutely felt like I lost some of my purpose. There must be something more. When DAV came into my life, they gave me a new mission. I could still be a productive member of society, could still support a family.
The DAV gave him that sense of structure and purpose again to get his life back together.
Visit DAV.org to learn more about our mission.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
I was diagnosed at 65.
37. Earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Welcome back to the Falcons Sports Network. Ada Blank, thanks for joining us. 40 minutes up and 40 minutes down. Or 40 minutes to go at least here in this one. And we are underway in half number 2. The decisive half, as we will call it. As we will not be playing overtime. We'll have a winner or a loser or possibly a tie. Obviously a tie, not what they want to walk away with in this one, especially after the first half we just saw, in which the Falcons certainly had a good amount of opportunities, just couldn't produce on any of them. Near side, Warde with a possession moving from our left to our right. Ludlowe in the whites moving from our right to our left as they switch goals in half number 2. Around the 30-yard line, and in that kind of neutral zone from about 140 to another. That's kind of where the ball lied most of those last 2 minutes of the second half, and we could see a very back-and-forth affair here in half number 2.
Come on, Matt.
Cleared out by the Falcons. Matt Rulo missed a header. And now it's on the near side. Down about 38 minutes in this one. 2 minutes gone by in the second half.
Who's got 14?
Here comes a cross. Early chance goes too high. They're going to get very lucky, and it soars well high of the crossbar. Second half just underway. The Falcons and the Mustangs. The chant, this is our town, running on both ends. Here's a cross. On the ground, Warde's got an opportunity to score here. Deflected and cleared. That was a huge one that they needed. The girls in the blue over on the other end, those are the coats that are being worn by the Ludlowe girls soccer team. Their head coach, Peter Niekoch, was standing here for most of the first half to watch it. Is now standing over with his girls as they prepare for their game coming up at 7. Their game will come up immediately following this one. A 7 o'clock expected start time. I would say we're probably getting underway around 7:15 as this one's in the box. Beautiful deflection. Actually, excuse me, that did not end up as a deflection. That ended up as a ball that went off the Warde player's foot. Morataya just missed the goal. Almost 5 minutes into this one. around the 50-yard line. The nest is kind of shifted. They are at overflow capacity, and they have shifted to move to the far side. So they're not as close to us. We can still get some shots from them, though. Got about 35 minutes as Warde moves it in. Here comes a shot, and it's nowhere near where it needed to be. Too strong, and both these teams certainly had nerves in the first half. They were attacking, but once they got in there, they just couldn't find the touch. We'll see if that changes at all here in half number 2. This one is batted around. Warde dominating possession early in this one, or early in the second half at least. There's a flip that Colin Agostisi did, and he's going to get the ball. And it does look like there is a Warde player down. 34-15 is where we stop the clock. We have reset it to 34 minutes and 15 seconds. And it looks like he may have pulled something, pulled or rolled. That is Jacob Deck. Substitutions maybe in order. A little worried about, the referee is. So what happened was there was no substitution on that play. Deck was injured, and I believe that they do have to subs him out. What's going to happen is the question. And here we go. Far side, this is where the Mustangs might win it. That speed, and again, the Falcons able to kind of recoil and stop the damage from happening. Little too far played. He might outrun him. He's gonna. Here comes a shot. Just high. And again, like we said, way too much in the way of shots. Way too much in the way of power coming in these shots on the net early. 33-30 to go, and Nicholas Tenrero has done an excellent job in net early here. Far side. Ludlowe looking to control it. They're gonna. Agostisi, no, that was not Agostisi. We are working with some audio difficulties again, we hope. There we go. And we do apologize for the audio difficulties as we move along. Here's a chance in the box and a save.
Mauricio, how you doing? Good to see you, man.
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you.
Yeah.
Hey, Mauricio.
Not the greatest game ever, but intensity.
Down to about 30 minutes to play. We actually are going to have to reset the clock here. To 31 minutes. Clock is actually at 31:30 right now. We will do our best to adjust it here. Now we're inside almost a half an hour. Beautiful ball played. Owens chipped it. Wrong direction. Warde was going to try and put the defensive pressure on him. No. Here come the Falcons with a run down the near side. Still alive, they're going to say. It was never called out. And now a flag, and Falcons cannot believe what just happened. Whistle back into play. 30 minutes. Change of play. Warde and Ludlowe still scoreless. And this could very legitimately end scoreless. $29.5 almost to play. Here comes a chance. But again, cleared out. Falcons offense has not been doing too well this half. Now play to their own territory. Warde wanted it. And Warde gets it. Down the near side, one man to beat. That's the goaltender. And he will slow things down. Still alive. And they're going to reset. Falcons on the break now. This is Matt Rulo with a dish that's blocked. And here come the Falcons with an opportunity to score. And they're going to get a set piece. This is a huge set piece that's going to come up and may decide this ball game. It's actually not going to be a set piece. It's going to be a throw. Be taken by Nico Rula. Thrown. Got good distance in the box. Zags around. Still alive. Ada with a shot. And finally cleared by the Mustangs. Now here come Warde on a fast break. Calling for an offsides. No.
It was a simple fact. Great call, man. My wife taught me the rules.
And now here comes the kick. Inside 27.5 to play. Looks to cross one in. He might. Out of play. We're staying with the Falcons. And here comes a set piece. Another huge one. Down to about 26 minutes. They've stopped the clock. Here it comes. In the box, it's a looper that could go in. Trickles around. An oncoming defender, it is saved. Big shot with 26.5 to go. Mustangs other end. And they give it right back. Rulo. Here comes a chase. Here comes a cross. Skips through the box. And is finally cleared out. A very intense ball game. Kicking around off a couple of heads. No. Still zip. With about 25.5 to play. Here comes a shot that's saved. An easy bucket for the Warde goalie. And those are the ones that you got to pay attention to. Make sure you make those routine saves so there are no surprises. Here they come. Bowled over a defender. Cross that goes out. And Ludlow really wanted a penalty there. They really thought a free kick should be allowed, but in the end, nothing happens.
Keep working, Matt.
Inside 24.5 to play. And the Falcons will kick it. In the air, Owens wins the battle with the head. Rulo chasing it down. Agostisi puts it back in the air. Approaching 24-minute mark in this one. Here's a play. To the middle. Chopped off to the near side. Crossed. Warde looking for something big. And it will drop, but out of bounds. Nice save. Near side, they work with it. Trickles by, and a mistake might cost them. In front of the net, and it's saved. Another costly error that almost really cost them this time. Warde could have had a 1-0 lead, but in the end, nothing. Across. This time, it trickles out again. A phenomenal job by both ends tonight. Neither one wanting to give up the loss. Again, they said a tie would be even worse. Rulo, wonderful pass, but it just goes by the Falcon offender. And a wonderful luck, or a brace of luck for the Mustangs. In the box, opportunity coming, and a save.
Nice job, Nick. Nice job, Nick. Man on.
Kicking around Agostisi. They lost it. Played through. Mustangs still with the ball. And here come the Falcons. This is Rulo to the other Rulo. Nice move. Can he get across? He's taken out just outside of the box. And a nasty tackle. They will throw at the 21-minute mark. Crystal Bocci back on for the Falcons in place of Ryan Burris. A throw in the box. They don't want to let this one go. Got to find somebody's foot. An opportunity, and he saves. Second time today, Ward has just jumped up to save it. Kicks around. Near side, Rulo. Beautiful dish. Agostisi oncoming! And it just skips by him. Countless opportunities for Ludlowe to score, but still to no avail. 0-0 inside 20 to play. The girls getting warmed up. They will play at 7. And a foul coming. It's on the Falcons.
Doesn't know what he's supposed to do. See that? He's still looking over the coach. I did. You know, and honestly, if there's anything else, I would have rallied. But this was, you didn't need one. She was my mentor of everything in life. She was my. You didn't need Miles. I just. That made me try to go.
Down about 18 minutes to go.
Weird seeing all those new names on the roster.
Throw from the far side. Owen's got a boot on it and will clear it out. Agostisi. No, not Agostisi. Another Ludlowe player took on 2 Falcon Mustang defenders. Here comes the kick, 16:55 to play. Down about almost 15 minutes to play. 16 and a half.
That was really a non-answer with that was.
In for a play, shot way too wide. 16-14, and again, one goal at this point in the game could and most likely will decide it. An offensive onslaught in the first half and at the beginning of half number 2, but since then the defenses have kind of taken over. .45 to play. Came out just for a clear, and they'll get one. More and more nerve-wracking as we go along, knowing that any one mistake could cost him. Crawford down the near side, ripping down. Still with the ball, wants to get it away. He is not going to. Trickles off a couple of Warde defenders and is wrapped up in the net. Almost 15 minutes to play.
I think he and Matt are going to have a good one, too. He really likes to play Matt. It's like he seems to know where he is, even when he's not facing that direction. Not that it always gets there. He at least knows. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Still alive. Here come the Mustangs. Cleared out. Here come the Falcons with a chip. Here he goes. They're looking for a cross. Shot deflects off. And a sliding save. .14-10 to play. That was Amar Sumra with the ball over there. 14:05 now. .55 is coming up. Played into the box. Cleared right back out. The crowd's getting into it, especially Warde. In the box, and that is a save. No penalty called. Scoots around and a save. What an unbelievable stop. Teniero might have saved this ball game. 3 or 4 shots, all of them directed at Teniero, who now saves it. And with 13-13 to go, we remain with zeros on the scoreboard. Boy, what an exciting one this has been. Neither team can really gain the upper hand and put one through. Deflects all the way down, and it's actually going to die out there on the turf. That was the problem with the turf yesterday with the field hockey girls. It was not broken in yet. So they were not getting very long passes because the ball was just dying out there on the turf. That's going to go out for a Falcon goal kick. 12:20 to play. Down to about 11:55 to play in this one. Wonderful play. This is Crawford, who wants a boot. They give it away to Bocci. Now Burris. Burris a chip. Bocci was standing there waiting for it, but couldn't get it. Wow, what an eventful game. a scoreless game that has had its fair share of ups and downs. And the Falcons right now very happy that they've managed to go this far in a game where they were the heavy underdogs. They've come this far and they're right in it. 11-11 to play. In the box, goes out. Ludlowe ball. They're going to get a set piece that may be one of their last chances to score. The Nest and the Stampede both on their feet. 10:45 to play, and here comes the cross. It's put in play, a save, still loose, and they call everybody out of the crease. So the Mustangs will again make a big stop against the Falcons. It was an offensive foul. Against Fairfield Ludlowe. 10-10 to play. The girls, while watching this one, are also anxiously awaiting theirs. Coming up next on FSN on this cold October night. Ward's still with it. That is Morataya. Tangled with it. A shot, and it's just wide. Tenrero's had his fair share of struggles with those kind of shots that have gone from way out. And here it comes. Falcons have not let Tenrero kick tonight. Very interesting, something they have not been doing all season. They've been letting him kick, but tonight they decide all the goal kicks going to the defenders. 8:35 to play. We will end in a tie if there is no winner by the end of these next 8.5. Here it comes. Playable. Can they beat him to the punch? No. Near side. Rulo puts it up for Burris. Can he race to it? No. We will be here for the rest of tonight. We'll be back here on Thanksgiving morning. Hopefully we'll be able to do it live by that time. Inside. Here comes a shot. Can he get one off? Save is made. They're actually going to call it offsides as well. But a huge chance for Ludlowe. Goes AWOL. And as I was saying, hopefully we'll be able to do it live. FSN Tailgate will be here. We're going to be here very early in the morning. Ludlowe ball. Near side.
Good job, Nico.
Marulo going for it, a collision, and he comes out with it. Couldn't keep it in bounds, though, and lost possession. Here's an opportunity.
Time, Kyle!
6 minutes to go in this ball game. It's ended like this the last couple of years, with a 1-goal or no-goal game. These teams are just that good. Two of the best hailing from Fairfield.
Matt, help him out, Matt!
Headed out. This could be a big Mustang chance. Ward wants it. In the box. Still alive. And chased out. .4:30 to play. Down to about 4 minutes. Warde 0, Ludlowe 0. And a goal at this point basically ends it. Warde beat Ludlowe last 2 years ago. Ludlowe won last year. .330, I should say, to play.
Who's got this guy right here?
Here's an opportunity.
Nico, call him off!
2:50 to play. The clock running and will not stop until someone puts it in the back of the net. Here come the Falcons, maybe one last surge of offense. Shot from long range is picked up. Had a little bit of trouble with it, but eventually saves it. Down to 2:15 to play. Inside 2 minutes to play, and this is where Kevin O'Hara starts to tell him, don't tense up. This is not where we want to let up that game-winning goal. The girls' team will take to the field right after for a big girls soccer one. Chipped into the box, Tenrero is safe. And what else is new? Nicholas Tenrero has been excellent, a brick wall in net tonight. And it stays in play for a clearance. That's all the way down the near side. A minute 19 to play, and it's looking like this is it. Both Warde and Ludlowe will come away with the needed points. Warde could move up, as I said, as big as second. In the box, a sliding save. 45 to play. Ludlowe going to get one last chance with 40 seconds to go. One last surge of offense. He will not throw it out to make sure that it goes to an intended target. Instead, it goes down. And this may do it. 25 to play. There are actually 20 or so seconds left. Here's a chance. Squirts out. And Ludlowe gets it back.
Hurry! Hurry!
2 seconds. 8 seconds. They get one last chance. And that is it. Ludlowe 0, Warde 0. Your final from Tetro Davis Field. And the Mustangs and the Falcons will both get the much needed points. And an excellent result for a heavy underdog Falcon team. So we will say goodbye for now. That said, we're back with the Ludlowe boys soccer on Saturday. And we will be back for game number 2 shortly. Fairfield Ludlowe and Fairfield Warde tie 0-0. The girls are next. But for our cameraman Chris Blank, executive producers Jerry Spino, Dan Sierra, Todd Barnes, and Greg Hatzis, we thank everybody for tuning in, and we will see you on Saturday, as well as in the next game for Fairfield Ludlowe and Fairfield Warde. Have a good night, everybody.